What is up, guys? Archon Tsunami here, bringing you guys another YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to be going over the recent changes to the PTR on Overwatch. These patch notes are a little bit outdated. I'm not keeping up with it like I should. I'm going to try to keep up with these patch note changes for these multiple games as much as I can. It's just really hard to do that and do Twitch, like I've said before. But anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Hanzo. He's being nerfed again. It's always good when you see Hanzo being nerfed. I personally just have not liked it since they've reworked Scatter Arrow. I just thought they should have just removed Scatter from the kit and made his arrows a bit more reliable. And they kind of did both, and then they turned around and gave him Storm Arrows, which is a more viable version of his own primary fire. I never understood that change. He dominates, when he's good, he dominates all levels of range. Like, it's not even close. Like, when they had him before the recent nerf on the live, where his arrows got slowed down, he used to be really good at long. He was really good at medium, and he almost excelled at close range. Because even if you got in on him, Storm Arrows made it to where he had a viable 5 shots to finish you, and only had to land 3 of them in order to kill a 200 HP hero or Tracer. Now things are changing a little bit, because with the Storm Arrow, like I said, with the recent nerf to his range or his projectile speed, he's no longer insanely good at far range or medium. He kind of has to, predict a bit more. And at close range, I think his arrow speed is fine because it's not going to make that much of a difference, because at that range you're basically hit scan anyway. But Storm Arrows is no longer going to be reliable in instantly chunking people down. You now have to land 4 Storm Arrows in order to kill a 200 HP hero, and all 5 in order to kill a 250 HP hero. That is big. That means that Hanzo can no longer, just willy-nilly spam arrows and hope that, he hits you with 3 out of the 5. You have to be a bit more precise with these arrows now. The shield break is still going to be good on him, because you're basically losing 50 damage. You're still going to be able to put an Orisa shield at half. So you're not really losing much in the terms of shield break. You're just having to be more precise when you're fighting other heroes, which I think is good. You could actually even use it as a finishing move. Like, let's say you land your primary fire at close range, and then you can swap over to Storm Arrows, and I think it's only like 2 arrows to kill from there. So you're still able to do stuff like that. Use it more as a finishing tool rather than an opening tool. McCree, he is also being buff/nerfed in a way. So these are probably net neutral. The Deadeye buff is probably huge though. So his base health is going from 200 to 250. He's going to be joining Mei and Reaper in the 250 health pool. His primary fire though is being reverted back to what it was before it got buffed. So before it used to be 0.5 before you could fire again, and then they decided that he was being just destroyed by dive, and they needed to up the recovery time on the pistol so it shot faster. And so instead of having him be like a glass cannon, they're reverting it and going the survivability route, where now he has 50 extra HP, his guns shoot slightly slower, and the big thing here is the Deadeye changes, which I'll show you. So on live, I don't think you can turn when you ult, whereas now you can. Watch. So I can do this. And, oh, I actually botched it. Hold on. I made a mistake there. I am not good at this. I haven't played mccree in forever. For those who've checked out the stream, you guys know I've just been playing tank mostly in Q. So, no Deadeye for me. But I still think this is going to be huge for McCree. I'm not sure how this changes any of his matchups, though. Especially with Deadeye. But I know there's times where you die with like 1 HP because the enemy team just, happened to get you down before you could Deadeye. I think the extra 50 HP will be huge. Let's try this again. We're locking on here, locking on here. I didn't move it fast enough. If you move it fast enough, you can actually kill the bots over here on the right. I gotta figure this out. I don't want to move too fast and miss the bots coming across, though. But that's the general idea, is that you can actually turn with Deadeye now. You can line targets up on your right, look back at the other targets to get them get their skulls on, and then, sweep them all at once. So it adds a bit more versatility to Deadeye on top of survivability. Let's try again. So we get the skulls here, See? 4. Somehow I missed this spot. I guess his skull wasn't up. But anyway, that's the general idea, is that now you can actually use your Deadeye to lock onto people and then, do like a 360 circle and, clean them all up. So they can't get behind you to avoid Deadeye anymore. Next up on the list is Reaper. And honestly, right now where I'm at, like I'm in Plat, and it's insane the amount of games Reaper just carries because people don't know how to help focus the Reaper down or get him off the tanks. And what happens is most cases from what I'm experiencing is people will just wraith past whatever tank I'm playing. Like if I'm playing Orisa, he'll just wraith past. And unfortunately, in most cases, there's no way to shield dance when you're, you know, main tanking, because what happens is you shield dance into the enemy team. You're not going to get a one-on-one duel. They're not like waiting to like get you one-on-one. They're just walking into your team, and the team just isn't focusing him. So he ends up killing the main tank, killing this off tank, and then he just cleans out the whole team. And there's nothing you can do about it because nobody's helping focus the Reaper, even if you call on comms. So what this change does is it prevents Reaper from doing that, or it helps prevent Reaper from doing that. So it'll help tanks be able to deal with him a bit more when he's playing more aggressive. And I am all for this, by the way. Like I said before, I'm climbing on tank, and it's very painful. Yes, there's ways to outplay him as a tank, but at the same time, it's extremely difficult to outplay him as a tank if he knows what he's doing. And again, this doesn't fix the problem he has in upper elo either. In upper elo, the reason Reaper isn't viable is just because he's so telegraphed. Everything about him is just telegraphed. So if he gets in, it's usually going to be from Wraith Walk or his teleport. Sorry, it'll be his teleport. He'll teleport behind you, and if people don't hear the voice line, then he's able to just wreak havoc and, try to get a tank down, and if it doesn't work out, he can Wraith Walk out, and, everything's all willy-nilly. Whereas, like I said, in lower elos, he just Wraith Walks into your team, and your team just doesn't focus him, and he just wins the fight 1v6. So, doesn't fix his problems. I think he's going to need a rework, unless they're just going to wait until Overwatch 2 comes out, and his kit will just change with the new game. I don't really know what they're going to do for Reaper. You can't have him be so abusive in lower elo and then, still not solve his problems in upper elo. It doesn't work. There shouldn't be a low elo, stomper. It's just dumb. Anyway, Orisa, she's being nerfed again. They're really trying to get rid of Orisa out of the meta. They nerfed her shield. They've nerfed Fortify's resistance damage. Now they're actually nerfing her base damage on her fusion driver. So what it is on live right now is it deals 1.6k damage, and after these nerfs, it deals 1.3k. So you're losing 300 damage from her clip. So it does add up over time, especially with like barrier breaking. I think you could actually deal a whole Reinhardt's shield, if I'm not mistaken, with Orisa's current. Whereas once she gets nerfed, she won't be able to deal all of Reinhardt's shield. She'll be about, I think, like I said, 50 short. Or sorry, 250 short. Fortify is getting nerfed as well again. It's going from 8 to 10. And they're also nerfing Halt. So I'm sure you guys have experienced it where you're facing Orisa, she pulls you, and you just cannot move. It feels horrible. And then you just get mowed down because you can't move or do anything for, the 1 second that you're snared. They're reducing it by basically like half a second, which is going to be big. I think it's going to be noticeable, kind of like the Doomfist changes last patch were noticeable. Sigma is also receiving a nerf. His range is going from 22 to 20 meters, so he's losing 2 meters and just rounding it down a bit. I'm sure you'll be able to notice it if you play Sigma a lot, but otherwise it probably won't be that noticeable. Gravitic Flux, can now be interrupted before targets begin falling. And the impact slow duration reduced from 0.9 to 0.6. So this is another ult where once you get caught in it and you hit the ground, you cannot move. It's just like Orisa Snare. It feels horrible to get hit by. But I am glad that they are making it interruptible again. Or interruptible for the first time, rather. Sorry, I was thinking of Soldier when I said again. So there's been heroes throughout the game's life cycle where initially their ults didn't cancel whether they were hacked or hard CC'd. And honestly, Flux is such a big ultimate that you can just throw it out willy-nilly, and even if you screw it up, it's still good. It lets Sigma reposition. That's the first big thing for Sigma. It pulls the targets up if you do get them, and they can't do anything really, and you can just pelt them and, kill them. It's insane for an ult. And now that you can interrupt it before you hit the ground, that's big. That means that there's no longer that free reign for Sigma to be able to just, walk up and try to lift people and slam them down all willy-nilly without even caring, even if he gets hard CC'd. He actually has to think about using his ult now to get value out of it. That's basically what I'm getting at. Sorry for the runaround. His Meteor Rock Aceration, his explosion damage has been reduced from 60 to 40. I think that's another big thing is like he has pretty good burst damage. Not gonna lie, it feels like pretty bad getting hit by that and then getting hit by 2 follow-up shots. You go straight to like dead almost. Crazy how much damage he can deal. So again, this is going to be huge. Flux being interruptible, and like I was saying before about heroes not losing their ultimates, Soldier used to be one where Sombra could hack him while Visor was up, and it wouldn't remove Visor. I think they said at the time that they were trying to, keep it kind of realistic with, let's say, hacking. We'll just use that one. So what they said is that they didn't want the ult to feel useless if it didn't make sense to feel useless with, like, hack. But now I think they've changed their stance on that, and that was a little bit ago, where now every ult, I think if they get hack, cancels it immediately. And now Sigma's ult is going to be in that same boat, and I think that's healthy for the game. Make your CC all work linear, rather than having them be, specific. Because especially with role queue, where you can't swap to a specific hero anymore to counter a certain ult, all CC should kind of function the same thing when it comes to ultimates. Baptiste is also getting nerfed again. So the recovery time increased from 3.6 to 4.5. Or sorry, 0.45. Those are definitely big number differences. So they're just reducing the amount of biotic launcher fire he can do, kind of like McCree. So they're trying to get Baptiste out of the meta, it seems like, and they're also reducing the heal explosion from 60 to 50. So they're nerfing his secondary fire while nerfing the fire rate for his primary. So those are the changes right now going through PTR. Honestly, guys, I think McCree is probably the big winner here. I think we'll see more McCree than what we have in a while, just because of being able to do stuff like this, where you can just kill 6 and face a totally different direction. With your sensitivity high enough, you could probably even do a 360 and just, sweep everybody. So there's going to be no hiding from the big dog McCree. So all those Reapers and Tracers better watch out. So maybe McCree will actually be viable. That would be nice. I would be glad to see McCree viable over Hanzo or Widow, because I'm just tired of seeing double snipers. There's that change. On live, you can fire like way faster. I'm trying to like get it in rhythm. Go ahead and gone. We got one of them. He hid behind the steps, so I couldn't get him. But yeah, I'm happy with these changes. Reaper got hit, Hanzo got hit, so we're bound to see new heroes coming into the meta. Double Shields is getting hit again with the Orisa Sigma nerfs. So hopefully like I said, we'll see a new meta. Maybe Dive will come back. Who knows? I mean, Bastion Double Cart might come back though, even though Shields didn't get nerfed directly. The heroes that use the shields did. So like I said, maybe we'll see Bastion back in the meta again. That's always fun, right? So anyway, guys, I've been Archon Tsunami, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Not sure what that's going to be yet, so hopefully you enjoyed. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below about Hanzo being nerfed, McCree being the big winner of this patch, potentially, Orisa getting nerfed, and, all the rest of the changes. Let me know. Catch you guys later, and see you in the next video. Later.